All right. All right, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Who Reviews. We got some fucking bangers, okay? I've been seeing so many bangers lately, and I'm really excited to start jabbering. Jabbering. It's got to be the first time I've ever used that word in my life, unironically, but let's go. First up, we got Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. I literally just got done. I literally just got done watching this movie. The day it came out on Netflix, and I was like, I gotta fucking record a segment. I gotta do it right now. I'm fucking hyped on this right now, man. It was so good. Okay, so maybe I should explain a little bit about. Oh no, but I'll just. Knives Out, the first one, is up there on the list of like my favorite movies of all time. It is one of the most cleverly mind-bending mysteries I've ever seen. If you haven't seen it, well, I don't know. The first Knives Out it twisted my expectations. It at like every turn, in every sense of the word. There's like a triple plot twist. It's crazy. And I was like, well, there's no way this movie's gonna live up to that. Knives Out was like once in a generation storytelling, and then it did. It totally did live up to it. So where do I even begin? Just in case you haven't seen it yet, this movie features none of the same characters as Knives Out except for Benoit Blanc, who, by the way, I just think his character is so funny. Like Daniel Craig putting on this southern drawl. It's just really funny. Hold on. The funny, just anyway. What do I explain the premise? No. I'm not gonna explain the premise to you. But what I will say is that the new characters, there's a very colorful new set of characters that, very similarly to Knives Out, they're all kind of they're none of them are good people. None of them are great people at the beginning, but yeah, these characters very much capture the essence of what the main cast was like in the first movie. It's just the perfect groove for like a murder mystery. Completely different people, yet exactly the same. And that's a good way to describe like the whole movie. I didn't think the same vibe of Knives Out could be captured again, but they have done it. Like, as in not only having twists in the plot as to dun dun dun, this person did it, but then like they show one scene from like different angles. Remember how they did that in Knives Out? That part just like fucks my brain so much. It's like you have to consider so many factors when you're like writing this to make the continuity work. It's absolutely insane. Like the framing device. Oh my god. The framing device of this movie is insane. Like, okay, I'm gonna get into it a little bit. So if you're like me and you don't want to know anything about a movie, then skip to the next segment. But basically, the entire like first half of the movie is one thing where we go to this island and a bunch of stuff happens, a bunch of drama between the characters happen. And then like the second half of the movie is a different perspective. It like completely reframes the events of the first half of the movie. And then the third half... No, wait. The third half of the movie is like it twists again. Okay? And I was like, fucking... whose brains is coming up with this, you know? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And then like if that wasn't enough, at the end when there's a reveal, something else unexpected happens with the reveal, and it leads to like kind of a fourth twist, but I don't know. And then there's like the presentation too. Like the cinematography is awesome. Like the dramatic presentation of everything is just so good that it's really like the dun 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 moments are just they made me gasp out loud, like audibly. And also, I haven't rewatched Knives Out recently, but I think this movie is like way funnier than the first one too. Like I was like dying laughing at some of like the the absurdity of some of the sorry, I'll stop messing with this. The absurdity of some of the situations, like in the final reveal where Benoit Blanc figures out the mystery. He's just like, this is so stupid. It was just so funny how he figured it out and he realized this is so stupid. God, you'll know this scene I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. There are several funny cameos, like Yo-Yo Ma and Serena Williams are both in this movie. And then there are other celebrities that they name drop. It does a really good job of like handling that of writing those jokes to not feel. The jokes are good. The jokes are good is what I'm trying to say. It's so, this movie is so funny. Like, oh my god. Almost forgot about this. At the beginning of the movie, Benoit Blanc is sitting in his hot tub playing Among Us. Best movie of the year, I think. The first Knives Out has a stronger narrative thread that serves as the background for the mystery, but this is still like, this is still a 10 out of 10. Like, the one part there was that one part at the end where they did, the main character did something really stupid. Like they showed, you know how villains always be monologuing in front of the good guys about how, haha, I beat you. They do like the opposite of that. I feel like I said this in my Wednesday review, but there's there's this part where the good guy is monologuing to the bad guy about, haha, I beat you, and the bad guy does like turns around and says, no, I got you. And I'm like, dude, are you serious right now? Now I'm reconsidering my 10 out of 10 status. I'm keeping it a 10 out of 10 for now. Just based on the high I just got off of watching this movie, I'm keeping it a 10 out of 10 for now. But that's where I'm at with this movie. It's so good. Like, you just will not see where this story goes. You just won't. You simply will not. Okay? Like, there's so much personality to the cast of characters. There's so much. It's so immersive. It's just so good. Okay, next up we got Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. I have not seen the other two Pinocchio movies that came out this year, the Disney live action one and the one from Russia, which fucking father, I need to go out on my own. Dude, the entire time I was watching this Pinocchio, I was just trying to picture like Pauly Shore's voice over it. Like, especially when he was singing the songs, I was thinking like, skitty, 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 skitty. Father, I want to go. Papa, I want to go out on my own. I want to go on my own. I got the whole world to see. But anyway, let's okay, let's talk about this movie. It's really good. Like, first of all, I watched the behind the scenes documentary and like, holy fucking, like, how do people do stop motion movies, man? It's so insane. It's so crazy. But yeah, the animation is is gorgeous. It's no issues there. I don't know, just knowing how the movie was made brings my like enjoyment of level of it up like a few notches. And then the take on the Pinocchio story is so interesting too. Like, I also haven't seen the original Pinocchio, but like, I remember like in that movie Pinocchio goes to this fun carnival island thing. But in this movie, he goes to like a war camp, and I'm like, yeah. Also, the other thing is this movie's set in like fascist Italy, and it's a bold take on the story for sure, and he really makes it work. Such a childish, innocent character put on such a like serious background. And it's definitely like a lot more realistic, which I have to appreciate them taking this like childhood tale and turning it into this. And by realistic, I mean like there's magic and ethereal stuff, so it's not realistic like that. But like the social implications of having this wooden boy in this time period are more realistic. So what we're gonna talk about? The voice acting, like top tier. Anakin Skywalker, or no, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I got my Star Wars actors mixed up. Prophet Argus Filch, and they did a great job. They definitely like the character of the cricket too. I don't even know what his role in the story was in the original, but he has a really interesting role in this story. He doesn't even seem like a main character up until the very end. It's such an interesting this movie is such an interesting like phenomenon. And okay, I kind of forgot what I was ranting about, but this movie's themes. Oh my god, can you guys like stop moving furniture upstairs? Okay. This movie's themes of like the meaning of life. It gets pretty. I hate using this word, but deep. It gets pretty deep in ways that I did not expect. Like there's a like death is a character in this movie. Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton can't is always she. I feel like she has a type. She was that fucking lady in Doctor Strange. Could you could you imagine Tilda Swinton voice playing like a like a janitor or a McDonald's employee? That would be like, may I take your order? You see, McDonald's is a metaphor for life and death. Okay, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. What are you talking about? And that puppet was like amazing, by the way. Like it was like this like I don't know. I'll put a picture on the screen. It was really cool looking. The way they like visualize like what it means to be a real boy with the hourglass and the sand. That was a pretty powerful thing. The part where they were inside the whale and Pinocchio used his nose to get out. All those visualizations of the movie's themes really worked. Really worked. It's all just like really good storytelling. Like this is really good. And this very well could have been a 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for the songs. They fucking suck. They're so bad. The songs are terrible. I'm sorry to be so blunt about that one, but I've been gushing about it for the past like 5 minutes, and so I feel a need to bring your hopes back down to the ground because whoa, songs are bad. And like I even like I didn't think they were paced very well in the movie, and when I watched the behind the scenes thing, they said that, they acknowledged that, but then tried to act like it was a positive. Like they were like most musicals have like a build up to the songs, but the songs in our movie, they come out of nowhere. I'm like, yeah, I agree with you, but you ever considered the fact that maybe there's a reason that all musicals do that? You know? So yeah, the songs were a huge, big immersion killer, which is really a shame. I mean, if the songs were good, this would be like an instant 10 out of 10. But I just can't. That definitely took away from it a lot. So 8 out of 10. Very respectable. Good job, Guillermo del Toro. You've done it again. And lastly, we have Top Gun Maverick. This came out not recently, but I watched it recently, so I'm still going to frickin' talk about it, and you're going to frickin' listen. Okay. So, haven't seen the first Top Gun. I feel like there's a running theme. I'm seeing all these like remakes of stuff, and then I'm like, haven't seen the original. But this movie was really compelling, even though it's probably just like I know it's just military propaganda. I know that, but they knew we knew that, and they still delivered. Right up front, I got to talk about how awesome, how like indescribably amazing the dogfight scenes were. Like you gotta do a lot to for us. Sorry, compose yourself. You gotta do a lot as the filmmaker to make, like, you have to hold the audience's hand, or for like most, because me, when I see like fast moving image on screen, I can't process a lot at once. So with something as chaotic as a dogfight, you got to do a lot to make sure I get what's happening, and they did it so well. Even like the Navy speak, like, oh, we got to bring it up to times 2 knots in the air and do a double 180 barrel roll to hit the mark at times 10 speed, and then do a 360 no scope and blah blah blah. But I don't know, they did a good job of writing the dialogue so that even though I didn't know what those words meant, I still understood the gravity of the situation. As for like the story, Tom Cruise's Maverick, I'm sure I would have gotten a lot more out of it if I watched the first movie, obviously. But like the stylistic choices made here are very clearly trying to emulate the old movie, which I think is cool. This still works as like a standalone thing. All you need to know is that Maverick, and Maverick's friend's son and him have like a complicated relationship that they explore really, like, it's really, I really like their character dynamic. It's like the being in a fighter plane together is like the most, it's probably like the most like most bonding experience you could possibly have. So it's really fun to like watch their like relationship happen. I say that like they're like falling in love or something. It's just a really compelling story with compelling characters. They're acted well, and there's just something about just something about the character of Maverick that you're just like, come on, man. It's like the old guy who did a thing, then stopped doing it, and then comes back to do it. And you're like, come on, man, you got this. You freaking got this. You just want to root for him so bad. Also, side note, I think it's fun. It's really funny how they never say like who the enemy is, and like what, they never say what country like the base that they're storming is. It's just like they're just the enemy. They always have the black masks with the tinted goggles, so you can never like see who they are. It's very transparent military propaganda, but like it's so good. It's really good. It's definitely brought down a few points for like some extremely cheesy dialogue, and also Maverick just being stupid at some parts, but yeah, 8 out of 10. And that's the end of this episode of Who Reviews. I think I'm not going to make them 45 minutes long anymore. I'm not going to review an entire TV show anymore. I'm going to keep them a little bit shorter, but thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you don't, I will steal an F-18 and fly it up your ass. See ya.